Hey, family. Another day to get better. Welcome back. Welcome back. Gonna do another video on stress management today. Stress is a high contributor to our issues in the world. And I think it's very important to understand stress and how it affects us and what we can do about it to manage it. It definitely has studies have shown and doctors have said that it has detrimental effects on our health. So without further ado, let me get into presenting this information that I received as part of my treatment program in the penitentiary 14 years ago. Before I got sober, I was given this information and it had a positive effect on me. All this information together over time had a positive effect. And then at the end of the video, I will share the nightly journal entry that I also did in that prison program. All right, so stress management, coping skills. The concept of stress originated in physics and engineering and refers to the ability to withstand strain. For instance, stress on a bridge is used as the measurement of how much weight the bridge can withstand before trouble sets in and the bridge becomes unsafe for a vehicle to drive over it. The same concept of measurement has been applied by psychologists, sociologists, and medical practitioners to measure stress levels in humans, young and old. However, it is much more complex when applied to humans because people react to life's situations in many different ways, depending on their individual perceptions and coping systems. So basically, each of us as an individual see things in a different way, and throughout life, we have all developed our own coping system or defense mechanisms, however you want to look at it. Stress is often thought of as tension, anxiety, burnout, frustration, pressure, or distress. It is blamed for or used as an excuse for a variety of conditions and or behaviors such as tantrums, overeating, depression, chemical abuse, and acts of aggression. While it is commonly known that stress results in harmful effects on a person, the causes for stress and skills for managing or coping with stress are often unknown or beyond an individual's ability to apply to his or her life. In the 1930s, an American named Walter B. Cannon termed the ability to cope or adequately adjust to life's changing circumstances and maintain sort of a balance as homeostasis. So there was a few videos back that I did a video and it mentioned the word homeostasis and I didn't know what it meant and I was going to look it up but I never did. So he termed the ability to cope or adequately adjust to life's changing circumstances and maintain sort of a balance. It says equilibrium here, but that's balance. So that's what homeostasis is. The ability to cope or adequately adjust to life's changing circumstances and maintain balance. Homeostasis. He also introduced the concept of fight or flight response as an explanation of the body's physiological reaction to stress. So that's the fight or flight response, is the body's physiological reaction to stress. Okay. In this phenomenon, A complicated series of events within the body's autonomic nervous system causes hormones to be released and chemical changes occur, resulting in changes in the physiological state of the body. So yeah, that's when the stress response kicks in, releases adrenaline and cortisol, where we become more alert, start to breathe a little faster, getting prepared to either run or fight. Let's see. When the physical symptoms become unbearable, a person is often unable to withstand the pressure and they choose flight or choose to leave the situation. In relationship to recovery and relapse, certain sights, sounds, smells, and situations serve as danger signs to the chemically dependent individual, resulting in similar physiological reactions to the stress of the triggers or urge to use. When the individual's sobriety is threatened, the heart beats faster, blood pressure rises, and breathing speeds up. Blood flow is directed to the brain and skeletal muscles, and digestion slows down. Hands grow cold and face becomes pale. Hormones, including epinephrine, formerly known as adrenaline, are released. Further physiological symptoms that may be experienced are dilation of the pupils, making them more sensitive to light. Hearing may become keener, and there may be a sense of arousal to alertness and energy. See, to me, that is the definition of anxiety. Man, that's exactly how I used to feel when I described that I was feeling anxiety. Wow. Okay, so sense of arousal to alert. So it says making them more sensitive to light. Hearing may become keener, and there may be a sense of arousal to alertness and energy. While these symptoms are physiological, they are accompanied by psychological stress resulting from the need to fight the urge and leave or give in to and use. With this in mind, one can see how important it is to know your physical cues and have a reliable and consistent plan of action for dealing with these triggers and alleviate the physical symptoms of stress as they arise. Over the years, there has been growing emphasis on teaching people to identify the stressful situation that they encounter, and there have been many different techniques and strategies developed for coping with the physiological symptoms of stress. Since it is often unrealistic and next to impossible to avoid all sights, sounds, and smells that are triggers to chemical use, and because the ability to effectively cope with stress is unique to the individual, it is very important for recovering addicts to identify and develop an individualized plan for how to deal with life situations that increase the risk of relapse. Unresolved stress fuels chemical dependency. Addicted individuals deal with stress by using chemicals rather than using more appropriate coping skills. Everyone has stress, and everyone needs to learn how to manage stress in daily life. In treatment, you must learn to deal with stress in ways other than using chemicals and to use the stress signals that your body gives you to help you solve problems. If you cannot solve the problem yourself, then you need to get some help. Most people who are chemically dependent are dealing with unresolved pain and they have never worked through. Most people who are chemically dependent are dealing with unresolved pain that they have never worked through. they begin drinking or using other chemicals to ease that pain and soon become dependent on the chemicals. So, what was that video from chemical uh, progression from healthy living into chemical dependency? Is a video I did. That's pretty much what that explains. So most people who are chemically dependent or dealing with unresolved pain that they have never worked through, they begin to drink. So the initial use or using other chemicals to ease that pain, and soon or gradually progresses to becoming dependent on the chemicals. Marijuana, pills, alcohol, it could be anything, but addiction is a primary disease that takes over people's lives and makes everything worse. All right. And then I've got a little something I wrote on here that another inmate that was in the same program, I put his last name in parentheses behind this, but in group he must have said this and I wrote it down. But anxiety leads to more anxiety is what he said, and evidently I found some meaning in that, so I wrote it down on here. But all right, so that's the end of this pamphlet on stress. It looks like I have one more little pamphlet here, or whatever you want to call it, worksheet, material on stress that's 6 pages long. And this is another one that comes from helpguide.org. But I'm going to present on this one. It's called Quick Stress Relief, How to Manage and Relieve Stress in the Moment. It's quick stress relief. And it says this material is for information and support, not a substitute for professional advice. But yeah, I'm going to, and it says reprinted with permission for personal or nonprofit use. www.helpguide.org to see the article with links to related articles. But yeah, I'm going to now get into what I'm doing at the end of every video, and that is read my nightly journal entry that out of the journal I had to keep in that 6-month chemical abuse, criminal thinking, rational thinking, alcohol and other drug abuse program, challenge incarceration program, military kind of discipline based program that I took. And we are on October 31st of 2011. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. I think that was a couple. Actually, did I do this one? 10:30. Yeah, we did that one. But on the 29th, 10:29, I had read my journal entry, and I showed in that video that I had written a resentment letter to my dad. But later on, I was thinking about that, and it was weird because that was actually my mom's birthday, the 29th. So, but yeah, anyway, on to the October 31st, 2011. What was positive and what was negative about today? The positive for me today is that I am alive. I'm clean and sober, and no one was a victim because of my actions today. The negative for me today was no school, no work, no CTRT, and the day was a little longer than if we did. What were the main feelings I experienced today? My main feeling for today would have to be excited because I see positive developments in my life when I am given the opportunity to return to society. What helped me make it through the day? My faith that by being honest, hardworking, and lawful, the Lord will provide me with enough. What did I learn today? I learned about the different roles I take on in certain situations in life and in my dysfunctional relationships: hero, rescuer, scapegoat, peacemaker, mascot, lost child, and victim. So, what did I learn today? I learned about the different roles I take on in certain situations in life and in my dysfunctional relationships. So, these are the roles that I identified with, and that was hero, rescuer, scapegoat, peacemaker, mascot, lost child, and victim. Must be getting deep into the treatment program there. But yeah. So we'll have that next video on quick stress relief. But thanks for coming and checking out my video. I hope you're getting something out of it. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. Just because we've done something so long does not mean we have to continue to do it. Thanks a lot. God bless. See you in the next video.